Welcome, dear Aries, both longtime companions and newcomers to my channel Zodiac Talks Tarot. As a researcher who has spent decades studying astrology, psychology, and the subtleties of human behavior, I must confess that speaking to Aries always feels like addressing the front line of humanity, bold, restless, and unafraid to face the storm head-on. Today's message carries the spirit of the Year of Triumph 2025, a reminder that the wheel of the cosmos has turned in your favor. Think of this reading not as a rigid GPS but as a compass. It points you north, but how you walk the road is yours to decide. Your greatest ally will always be your intuition, that inner fire no map can replace. Let us begin with an affirmation for the chosen ones. I was born to be happy. My life is blessed by the divine. Repeat it often, repeat it loudly, repeat it until even your stubborn doubts pack their bags and leave. Aries, you are famous for fighting dragons, but right now your only opponent is the small voice inside that tells you joy must be earned. The truth is simpler, and far more radical: happiness is your birthright. The main energy unfolding for you is extraordinary. The universe has shifted gears, and suddenly you are entering a season where you will receive more than you give. Yes, you heard me right, Aries, the perpetual giver, the one who carries everyone else's burdens, is about to sit back and watch kindness, love, and prosperity flow in like a river after the rain. It may feel suspicious at first. After all, when life has conditioned you to expect struggle, ease can look like a trick. But this is no illusion. This is karma paying you back with compounded interest. For years, many of you have been the warrior in the story, the one who held the shield while others rested in the shade. You gave more than you received, poured energy into relationships, friendships, even casual exchanges, often without acknowledgement. Now the cosmic tide turns. In this Year of Triumph 2025, connections of all kinds will begin to feel like warm blankets rather than uphill battles. People will want your presence, not because of what you can do for them, but because of who you are. And here's the humorous twist: you might find yourself asking, wait, why is everyone suddenly so nice? Did I miss a memo? No, Aries, you didn't miss it. You wrote it, with every act of love and resilience you offered. Now, at last, the universe delivers its reply. If you are an Aries standing at the crossroads of love in this Year of Triumph 2025, let me tell you something both startling and delightful: the script is finally changing. For the singles among you, expect the arrival of someone who treats you like royalty, and yes, that crown you've been secretly polishing in your mind does, in fact, fit. But here's where it gets interesting: happiness will walk through your door so naturally, so effortlessly, that you might find yourself squinting at it as if it were a stranger with suspicious motives. After all, Aries, you are accustomed to fighting tooth and nail for every inch of joy. When the universe suddenly offers it without struggle, it can feel almost alien. Imagine a warrior who's spent years in battle being told, "Lay down your sword, dinner is already prepared." Your first reaction might not be gratitude, it might be, wait, what's the catch? And yet, the only catch is learning to catch yourself in that old pattern. Many Aries grew up with the belief that love must be earned through blood, sweat, and relentless effort. Perhaps your childhood echoed with the lesson that rewards only come after hard labor, or that affection is conditional on achievement. This program lingers in the background of your psyche, whispering doubts when joy shows up at your door: this can't be real, there must be a trick. But psychology, like astrology, teaches us that old mental habits can be unlearned. And here is where the wisdom of Buddhist thought comes in: true love and happiness are not prizes you win but natural states of being when the mind is free from attachment and fear. So when passion knocks on it will, do not stand too far back, arms folded, analyzing every detail like a detective on a crime scene. Step closer. Let the warmth touch you. Love, after all, is fire, and no sign understands fire better than Aries. This new flame could ignite suddenly, perhaps when you least expect it, reminding you that the best things in life often arrive unscheduled. And for those Aries already partnered, the surprises are just as sweet. Your mate may suddenly step into the role you've long played: the giver, the caretaker, the one who initiates affection. Imagine waking up and finding breakfast already made, not because it's your birthday or a holiday, but simply because someone wants to cherish you. It may feel disorienting at first, like switching sides of the bed, but don't overthink it. The cosmic gift here is a double blessing: love and prosperity arriving together. Picture it as a package deal from the universe, one marked "Handle with joy." It is a rare alignment where relationships deepen and, simultaneously, material abundance grows. It is as if the universe finally said, "You've carried enough. Now it's your turn to be carried." And while some Aries might laugh nervously, wondering if it will last, remember this: the year of triumph 2025 is not about fleeting sparks. It is about sustained light, the kind that warms your bones after years of cold nights. So, Aries, let yourself laugh, let yourself love, and for once in your life, allow ease to be your teacher. Even warriors deserve a soft place to land. Aries, let us pause and savor what is unfolding for you, because this chapter in your story carries a richness that even you, the eternal fighter, may not immediately trust. Life, after all, has trained you to expect that every reward must be hard-won, every joy preceded by a battle. Yet the message here is unambiguous: the season ahead is marked by unexpected gifts and kindness that asks for nothing in return. Imagine that for a moment. No ledger, no hidden costs, no "you owe me one." Just generosity flowing toward you. The work you have poured your heart into, the work done with genuine passion rather than obligation, now begins to bear fruit. It is as if the universe has grown weary of watching you fight for crumbs and has decided instead to invite you to the banquet itself. Stop battling for scraps, Aries. This is your seat at the feast, and yes, the chair has your name on it. The Italian Sibylla confirms this truth. Prosperity, invitations, and unexpected surprises line your path. You may notice people suddenly insisting on your presence, not because they need something from you, but because they genuinely value who you are. For some Aries, this may feel oddly uncomfortable. If you have spent years being overlooked, minimized, or taken for granted, the sudden spotlight can feel like walking into a party where everyone yells surprise, and you're still in sweatpants. But lean into it. You are not the forgotten soldier anymore, you are the guest of honor, the one whose light is finally being recognized. And here is where psychology and spiritual wisdom converge. Old conditioning may whisper otherwise. Many Aries grew up believing love or attention had to be earned. Maybe it was in a family where affection was conditional, or perhaps in relationships where care came only when you proved yourself. That program leaves you wary, hesitant to trust when blessings arrive with no fine print. But hear this clearly: this time there is no contract hidden in the drawer. These blessings are yours, freely given. Even the spiritual realm echoes this message. Signs and dreams may bring reminders from departed loved ones, gentle assurances that the universe has never lost sight of you. What a comfort, and what a humorous twist, that even the ancestors sometimes need to nudge you and say, "Relax, you're loved." You may soon find yourself invited into someone's home and walking out with gifts you never expected. It might be as simple as a meal shared, or as lavish as objects of real value pressed into your hands. And when love enters, and it will not resemble the hollow promises of the past. Instead, it will feel like the cosmos itself has decided to make amends, repaying you for the times others failed to see your worth. Here lies the paradox: Aries, the sign most known for fierce independence, is being asked to receive, to soften, to accept. So laugh at the strangeness, allow yourself to be surprised, and know this: sometimes the greatest victory is not in conquering the world, but in allowing the world to finally give back to you. Aries, let me speak plainly, sometimes even the strongest warrior must lay down the sword and accept a shield offered by another. Someone close to you may soon recover their health or spirit, and in the process, help will be extended your way. Now, I know how Aries pride works: fierce independence, the eternal cry of "I've got this." But wisdom, whether from psychology, astrology, or the Buddha himself, reminds us that refusing help is not strength, it is stubbornness disguised as courage. Accept the shield, Aries. Even generals need armor-bearers. But while you are learning to accept kindness, be mindful of the opposite force: those energy drainers who live permanently in the role of the victim. You know the type, always pointing fingers, always narrating their tragedy, and never once asking what they can do for themselves. Compassion is noble, yes, but enabling weakness is not compassion, it is sabotage. Let them walk their own path, stumble if they must, and discover their own strength. You are independence embodied, not a crutch for those unwilling to stand. Now, here is the brilliance of this cycle: the year of triumph 2025 belongs to you. You will shine with the intensity of the midday sun, and while doubters may squirm, envy is nothing more than free advertising. Expect abundance, invitations, financial blessings, and perhaps the sweet comedy of someone insisting on paying your bill. Picture it, Aries, usually the one fighting to cover everyone else, now sitting back while the waiter says, "Relax, it's taken care of." And this generosity multiplies. Trips may be covered for you, your home filled with food, clothes, money, fartura in every corner. And the best part? You will have so much that you may feel compelled to share. This is the mark of the chosen ones: to give without burning out, to radiate light without losing the fire that makes you Aries. Laugh at the irony, embrace the ease, and remember, true power is not only in conquering but in allowing abundance to flow through you and beyond you. Aries, let me leave you with a few truths that come not only from the stars, but from years of watching human nature play its part on this strange stage of life. First, a word of caution: there is a man lingering around your circle whose charm is only skin deep. He flatters you, showers you with compliments, but in the same breath, he gossips about others. Psychology tells us that behavior is never selective. If he can speak so easily against them, you can be certain you will eventually be his next story. So yes, smile politely, but keep your secrets where they belong, safe, guarded, and far from careless ears. The Buddha once taught that not every cup offered should be drunk from. Discernment is itself a form of compassion, especially toward yourself. Now, on to a brighter horizon. If you or someone close has been wrestling with health that rises and falls like the tide, stability is approaching. Do not abandon treatment or give in to despair. Healing, whether of the body or spirit, requires persistence, patience, and a belief that tomorrow may be kinder than today. Even science confirms what philosophy has whispered for centuries: consistency builds results, not sudden miracles. And then comes the matter of the heart. Someone out there misses you more than words can hold. Their heart aches with the fear that another might take the place they once held. For singles, this season promises a prosperous and generous love, the kind that does not drain but nourishes. For those already in partnership, bonds will deepen as heartfelt declarations bring the reassurance you may not have realized you needed. Sometimes love is not found in grand gestures but in the simple courage of someone finally saying, "You matter to me more than you know." Connections will stretch even further, bridging not only physical distance but the thin veil between worlds. Both the living and the departed reach toward you in this cycle. A person far away may decide that silence is no longer bearable and take steps to close the gap, while in dreams or subtle signs, those who have left this plane remind you that love never truly departs. And so we arrive at the closing. Aries, your moment has finally come. The long chapter of struggle is giving way to grace, laughter, and abundance. This is not a trick, not a trap. It is the harvest for all the battles you have fought, the quiet faith you carried, the resilience that defines you. Humor me when I say this: if someone pays for your dinner, don't panic and check if Mercury is in retrograde, just enjoy the meal. This is your time to receive, without suspicion, without apology. The main takeaways are simple yet profound. This is a rare season where Aries doesn't need to fight, only to receive. Abundance in love, prosperity, and recognition is a gift, not a debt. Remain alert to false flatterers, but do not let fear overshadow the blessings at your door. Accept help, allow joy, and let the universe surprise you. So, dear Aries, embrace this year of triumph 2025. You deserve it. And if these words resonate, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe to my channel Zodiac Talks Tarot. Here, we walk together through the mysteries of the stars, not to predict your fate, but to remind you of your power. Your story is not about struggle anymore, it is about living, laughing, and finally receiving what is yours.